Donald Trump is back on the campaign trail, folks. The energy is palpable, and his supporters are more enthusiastic than ever. The 45th president is running for the White House once again, and he's got a lot to say. His speeches are filled with bold promises and ambitious plans. This time around, Trump is promising to make America great again. His slogan is familiar, but his approach has some new twists. He's got plans for the economy, immigration, and foreign policy. But can he deliver on these promises? That's the big question on everyone's mind. Trump's 2024 campaign is already shaping up to be a wild ride. His rallies are drawing huge crowds, and his message is resonating with many. He's facing a divided nation and a tough group of opponents. The political landscape is more contentious than ever, but one thing's for sure. Trump knows how to put on a show. Get ready for rallies, tweets, and plenty of headlines. His presence in the media is undeniable. This election is about the future of our country. It's a pivotal moment that will shape the direction we take. It's about whether we want to continue down the path we're on or if we're ready for a change. The stakes have never been higher. Trump is betting that Americans are ready for something different. He's banking on the desire for a new direction. He's promising to shake things up and put America first. His America First agenda is at the core of his campaign. The question is, will it be enough to win? Only time will tell. The voters will have the final say. But one thing's for sure, Trump is a force to be reckoned with. His determination and charisma are unmatched. He's a master of connecting with his base, and his ability to rally support is impressive. And he's not afraid to fight for what he believes in. His tenacity and resolve are clear to see. We've heard some of these promises before, haven't we? Trump's 2024 campaign pledges share striking similarities with his 2016 and 2020 platforms. Let's take a trip down memory lane and see how his current promises stack up against his past pledges and what has changed over the years. In 2016, Trump burst onto the scene with his signature slogan, "Make America Great Again." It was a rallying cry that resonated with many. He promised to bring back jobs, build a wall on the southern border, and renegotiate trade deals to favor American workers. He tapped into a deep well of frustration among voters who felt left behind by the political establishment promising to be their voice. Fast forward to 2020, and Trump was campaigning on his record, emphasizing his achievements. He touted the strong economy and his tough stance on immigration, claiming success in these areas. However, he also faced significant criticism for his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic and his often divisive rhetoric. Now, in 2024, Trump is back with a familiar message, but with new challenges ahead. He's promising to restore American strength and prosperity, aiming to rekindle the spirit of his first campaign. He's also taking aim at his successor, President Biden, and the Democratic Party, blaming them for the country's current issues. Trump is arguing that he's the only one who can fix the problems facing the country, positioning himself as the ultimate problem solver. The question is, will voters buy it this time around? Have they seen enough to give him another chance, or are they skeptical of his promises? Or are they ready for a fresh start with new leadership and different ideas for the future? Trump's economic promises are a cornerstone of his campaign, resonating deeply with his base. He's vowing to bring back jobs, boost American manufacturing, and unleash economic growth, aiming to restore the American dream for many. His signature tax cuts remain a point of contention, with supporters praising their impact on businesses and critics arguing they primarily benefited the wealthy, widening the gap between rich and poor. Trump's economic record is a mixed bag, with both notable achievements and significant criticisms. On the one hand, the economy experienced a period of growth during his presidency, and unemployment rates reached historic lows, providing jobs to millions. His supporters point to these figures as evidence of his success, often highlighting the tangible benefits they felt. On the other hand, critics argue that Trump's policies exacerbated income inequality, and that the economic benefits were not felt equally across all segments of society, leaving many behind. They also point to the rising national debt as a cause for concern, questioning the long-term sustainability of his economic strategies. One of Trump's key economic pledges is to renegotiate trade deals that he believes are unfair to American workers, aiming to level the playing field. He's particularly critical of China, which he accuses of unfair trade practices and intellectual property theft, positioning himself as a defender of American interests. Trump's approach to trade is often characterized as protectionist, as he seeks to shield American industries from foreign competition, hoping to revitalize domestic production. His supporters argue that this approach is necessary to protect American jobs and businesses, believing it will lead to a stronger national economy, while critics contend that it could lead to higher prices for consumers and harm the global economy, potentially sparking trade wars and economic instability. Immigration is another hot-button issue where Trump's stance remains largely unchanged. He's doubling down on his promise to build a wall on the US-Mexico border, a project that became a symbol of his presidency. He's also advocating for stricter immigration enforcement and a reduction in legal immigration. Trump's hardline approach to immigration was a defining feature of his presidency. He implemented a number of controversial policies, including the separation of families at the border and the travel ban on citizens from several Muslim-majority countries. While Trump argues that his policies are necessary to protect national security and reduce illegal immigration, critics argue that they are cruel, inhumane, and ineffective. They also point out that immigration rates remained relatively stable during Trump's presidency. The debate over immigration is likely to be a central issue in the 2024 election. Trump's stance is sure to resonate with his base, who support his tough approach. However, it could alienate moderate voters who are concerned about the human cost of his policies.